Imagine a conversation happening right now, a conversation between the core of our planet and the deepest part of your brain, your pineal gland. We call it the Earth's heartbeat, the Schumann Resonance. But for most of us, the line is dead. And it's making us sick, stressed, and disconnected. Today, we repair the connection. We bring the gap between geophysics and biophysics. We link the planet's pulse to the vision of your soul. Welcome back to the Conscious Creators Lab. I'm Matthias Lenardt, and this is a special exploration. We are pushing the boundaries once again of what we think we know, because there are fields of energy, fields that wrap around us, fields that pulse within us. And two of the biggest giants are the Schumann Resonance and your pineal gland, your third eye. Many people talk about them separately. Some see the Schumann frequency as a curiosity, a planet-wide hum of 7.83 Hertz. And they see the pineal gland as a purely spiritual concept, something out of a fairy tale. But I'm here to show you they are inextricably linked. This is a biological story as much as a spiritual one. It's about how we can tune our internal radio to the fundamental station of existence. We live in the loud world, but I will show you how to find the silent signal and how to use it for your own transformation. Let's start with the Schumann Resonance. You've probably heard of it. 7.83 Hertz. This isn't arbitrary. This isn't made up. It's a geophysical phenomenon. Imagine the planet surrounded by an atmosphere and a layer called the ionosphere. The space in between acts as a cavity, a resonance chamber. And what triggers it? Lightning. There are hundreds of lightning strikes every single second around the globe. Each strike injects energy into this chamber. And like a giant bell, the atmosphere rings. And the frequency of that ring is roughly 7.83 Hertz. It can deviate. This is our fundamental frequency. It is a steady, constant pulse, a planet-wide metronome. And for billions of years, every living thing on Earth has developed in its presence. We are creatures of resonance. We are creatures of light. And we are creatures of this specific pulse. It is the baseline of our reality. But in the last 100 years, everything changed. We built a new world. A world of Wi-Fi, 5G, mobile communications. We created an electromagnetic fog. And this fog is incredibly loud. It doesn't just drown out the Schumann pulse. It creates a field of chaos. And this field is what your body is trying to navigate every single day. Imagine trying to have a conversation in the middle of a screaming rock concert. That's what your cells are doing every single moment. They are trying to hear the silent, steady beat of the earth. But they can't. And that disconnect is the source of so much suffering. But there is an antidote. There is a way to tune out the noise. And the first step is to understand your own internal receiver. Let's go inside, deep inside, to a tiny pine cone-shaped gland, the pineal gland, or what we commonly call the third eye. For millennia, mystics and sages have spoken of this point of vision, a gate to higher consciousness, a place where the soul sits. It was said that when this gate opens, you see beyond the veil of reality. But is that just poetry? Is it just a metaphor? No, it is biology. It is hard, measurable biophysics. And the connection is piezoelectricity. You probably heard this term in relation to quartz crystals. If you apply pressure to a quartz crystal, it generates an electric charge. Or if you apply an electric charge, it vibrates. This is why we use them in watches and computers. They are precise. They are reliable. Well, the pineal gland contains millions of microscopic crystals. Crystals of calcite, calcium carbonate. And guess what? They are piezoelectric. This changes everything. This means that the pineal gland isn't just a place of metaphors. It's a biological sensor. It is an electromagnetic antenna. Think about that for a moment. Your third eye is a finely tuned instrument built from crystals, and it is designed to detect fields. And what is the primary field? The fundamental signal it is trying to catch? Yes, the 7.83 Hertz Schumann pulse. We have a direct biological line to the core of the Earth. We are not just on the planet, we are an expression of it. The silent signal from the Earth strikes these crystals in your third eye and they vibrate. And that vibration generates an electric charge. And that charge triggers the release of hormones. Serotonin for alertness, energy, well-being, and melatonin for sleep, restoration, deep rest. When we are in resonance with the planet's pulse, our biology sinks. We are clear, calm, and creative. But when the signal is lost, when the noise drowns it out, our internal radio goes silent. And that's when we start to decay. The crystals can calcify. The antenna becomes weak. The piezoelectric effect breaks down. And the connection is lost. But there is hope. There is a way to retune the instrument, to decalcify and empower your internal receiver. This is where my work as a frequency researcher comes into play. I don't just talk about these concepts. I experiment with them. I measure them. In one of my previous videos, you saw my experiment with a sine wave versus a square wave. This wasn't just a technical detail. It was a profound insight, and it's critical for understanding how to heal your pineal gland. You see, the Schumann pulse is not a chaotic signal. It is a steady harmonic hum, a pure signal. And your pineal gland, with its millions of crystal cells, is looking for that purity. It is looking for that consistency. It is looking for that simple mathematical structure. And that structure is the sine wave. The sine wave is the shape of a single uncorrupted tone. It is the sonic equivalent of a pure beam of light. And when a sine wave of 7.83 Hertz strikes the pineal gland crystals, they resonate. Like a perfect tuning fork, the crystals sing in harmony. And that's when the piezoelectric magic really happens. The vibration is clean and powerful. And the resulting electric charge is potent. But now, think about the square wave. In the other video, I showed that the square wave isn't a simple signal. It's a sine wave stacked with a massive amount of biological noise, endless odd harmonics, endless static. And when that chaotic signal strikes your third eye, the crystals get confused. They try to resonate, but the signal is dirty. It's like trying to play the violin with a serrated knife. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't feel right. And the result is a weak, ineffective response. This is the power of frequency. The shape matters as much as the frequency. And if you want to decalcify, to restore, to activate your internal antenna, you cannot do it with noise. You cannot do it with a square wave. You must do it with purity, with the uncorrupted power of a perfect sine wave. This is the key. This is the method for building the silent bridge. And I can show you exactly how to do it. So, we know the signal, we know the receiver, and we know the method. What should we do? The goal is simple. We are not trying to become mystics. We are trying to become human again. We are trying to reclaim our birthright as creatures of this planet. We are trying to tune into the earth so we can tune into ourselves. And how can we do that? Well, the first step is awareness. Just knowing that your third eye is a biological antenna built from crystals changes how you treat it. It's not just a fuzzy idea. It's an asset. It's a finely tuned instrument. And like any instrument, it needs to be played. And the music is 7.83 Hertz. And this is where the practical applications begin. There are many ways to connect. We can go out into nature. We can stand barefoot on earth. This is called grounding. And it helps to reduce the noise. It helps your body to find its way back to the fundamental pulse. But we can also use technology, not to create chaos, but to create clarity. And this is where my research into frequency generators comes into play. And I want to be clear. I'm a bit of a purist. I don't just use any generator. And I don't just sell them. I am a builder. And I build for one specific purpose: to create the cleanest, most precise sine wave signal possible. I want to create a perfect tuning fork, a tool for your transformation. And I can show you exactly how to do it. I have built my own sine wave generator. And I want to show you just a brief glimpse of it. This is how I tune my own system. And this is how I help others to do the same. Because this isn't just about a device. It's about a new way of interacting with the world. A way of finding the silent signal and building your own bridge. And when you say, this is hard to do, I can't do this, then buy one of these. They are not perfect, but this is better than nothing. Between your heart and your mind, this is a path of transformation, a personal transformation, a transformation of your awareness, a transformation of how you create your reality. It is a transformation that starts deep within and ripples out into every aspect of your life. And I can guide you every step of the way. So we have explored the silent signal, the Earth's heartbeat in its 7.83 Hertz glory. We have understood the pineal gland as a biologic antenna built from crystals. We have revealed the secret of piezoelectricity and how it links the planet's pulse to your own inner vision. And we have discovered the critical importance of the perfect sine wave for creating true resonance. This is not just knowledge. This is a call to action. It is a call to repair the line, to tune your internal radio and to connect to the deepest part of yourself. We are living in a transformation. The world is changing. But the real transformation, the powerful transformation, is the one that is happening right now inside you. Don't just be a consumer of this information. Be a creator. Be a conscious creator. Thank you for being part of this lab. Thank you for exploring with me. And I look forward to our next exploration in the future or in one of my other videos.